Dear Dad, man, where do I start? I love you with everything in me. You're my dad, my father, my OG, my mentor. Man, you everything to me but my guy and my mother. I thank God that you met my mom and did not give up on her or me. It takes a different kind of man to accept the responsibility that you did.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, and we back with another video. And in this video, I want to address and respond to Uncle Ron Will's video. Shout out to Uncle Ron, man. You know, he was one of the guys that really attracted me and drew me to the Black Manosphere space because of not only just his content, but the way he presents it, the way he packages it. Uncle Rom is like that great uncle that's just smooth, that's calm, collected, and just about his business, man. And he's always on man time, and he's always looking to help and encourage men and let men know that we're gonna have to do the heavy lifting in life. But what really um had me intrigued about Rom is the fact that he understands that a man has to have a spiritual side to himself. And the way Rom Wills move, you could tell by the way he presents himself, you can tell that he's a spiritual guy. And the video that he dropped, he was telling brothers in the video to don't be ashamed of your trauma. And see, that really stuck out to me in the video because a lot of guys in this space, including me, myself, there's a lot of things that I've been traumatized with that I'm not proud of. And at times it affects me in a way that isn't good. And Rom was saying that even though he did, he went through the process of healing. He went to counseling. He did a lot of things in his life to come to terms with things that happened to him. But he also pointed out that those things still don't go anywhere. There's things that often come up that will trigger those um past events. And see, what most guys were not taught to do was to actually address those issues. We were taught to just continue to keep living, and over time we'll get over it, you know. And that's not so, because if we don't address those traumas, they will constantly reoccur in our life. And this is what Ron was saying. Ron was saying that you have to know how to deal with them. So don't be ashamed of them. And this is also my message to the brothers. Don't be ashamed of what happened to you, no matter what it was. You know, some of us grew up in poverty, but some of us had to deal with other things. Some of us had to deal with a lot of traumatic situations outside of just being poor. You know, because growing up in that impoverished environment, there's a lot going on. And there's a lot of things that happen to us men when we were young that we're ashamed of, that we don't want to talk about, that we don't want to address. And some of these things lead to, black men, you know, killing themselves. It leads to black men becoming addicted to drugs, becoming addicted to alcohol, becoming addicted to sex, becoming addicted to food. You see? But we cannot be ashamed of our trauma, because to be ashamed of it is to hide. It's to act like it didn't happen. It's to act like that those events didn't shape and mold you into the person that you are. And this is what happens with a lot of us brothers when we become ashamed of our traumas, man. Trauma is something we all go through. This is not predicated just to us brothers. It's not just predicated to our sisters. It's not predicated to anyone in particular. This is something that you're going to experience living. And we have to accept this. You see? Because when we address and not be ashamed of our traumas, what happens is we become more emotionally intelligent, which actually teaches us how to deal with our traumas in situations. See, a lot of us brothers lack emotional intelligence. This is why in situations, a lot of us We don't know how to react, or we react rather instead of respond. There's a reaction instead of a response. That is due to the lack of emotional intelligence. But see, the more of your traumas you address, the more comfortable you get with yourself. So the more emotionally mature you get when situations arise. So instead of giving a reaction, you give a proper response. And this is for us brothers to grow. This is for personal development. This is not to go out and to impress anyone else. See, because at the end of the day, brothers, if we don't personally develop, we cannot cultivate anything. We cannot move or shake anything in the environment. See, what we got to understand is the people is the source to everything, because everything is ran through us. So, brothers, if you are still ashamed of what you went through, then that means that you're going to live your life creating defense mechanisms. You're going to live your life creating barricades around your trauma. But everywhere you go, a situation is going to present itself. A situation is going to present itself to show you what you need to address. You see? And if we're striving to become better men, that's what we're striving to do. We're striving to become better men, inside and out. See, because it makes no sense to have or drive a filthy ass Mercedes Benz, just like it don't make no sense to drive a filthy ass Kia. See, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. See, it don't matter the car you in if you keep your car clean. Because I don't want to get in nobody's junky ass car, no matter what they driving in. You see, brothers? So shout out to Uncle Ron, man, for that video. And the link to the video will be in the description box. You know, if y'all don't know who Uncle Ron Wills is, make sure y'all go over there and support the brother. But brothers, don't be ashamed of your trauma. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Salute to the A-Game family, A-Game Nation. Much love to all my shepherds, man. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Peace.
When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your A game.
Here we go again.